Hi, friends. In our time together today, I want to talk about the importance of searching for that elusive core of a tune and the importance of personalizing it for ourselves through ornamentation and expression. You see, at some point in history, every tune was written by someone somewhere, and that means that there is a core of the tune. Now, it's a rare tune that is popular that we can actually find that exact core of the tune for a wide variety of reasons. It was maybe written for another instrument than the whistle. It originated 300 years ago on the southwest coast of Ireland, and then it became popular other places, and then it came to the US and spread other places, and it changed over time, and it takes on other names. But there's still this core of the tune that remains. Now, when I introduce tunes, I like to introduce the core of the tune as I can find it. I need to say, and I try and say, that there are often so many settings for every tune we learn. And that's perfectly fine. But my point is not so much choosing one setting over another. I love to listen to a wide variety of people playing a tune, singing a tune on a wide variety of instruments, and then say, well, this seems to be really consistent. You go off to a session, you play with somebody else, you'll probably not play it that way. And that's okay. These tunes are living things, and we have to be able to roll with that life that the tune has. And I try and do that. But my goal is to try and find something that resembles like a current, consistent, accepted version of a tune that I'm then calling the core of the tune. Yes, I know it's completely elusive. I know that it may not even resemble the origin of the tune, or it might really resemble the origin of the tune. My goal, though, is that we don't learn someone else's ornamented version. I want us to learn a clean version of the tune. We'll get to that in a minute. I shared the other day a beautiful quote from the Trail Jams website that reads, "As always, for traditional tunes, the musical notation and chords do not indicate the right way to play the tune, but are a useful reference." That is brilliant. I think that's just so helpful. Now, that doesn't mean you give up on the core of the tune, but the core of the tune serves a very important place. You see, it is from the core of a tune that we personalize and add ornamentation and expression. Ornamentation, those are those bits, the embellishments that we use to enhance the flow and feel of a tune. Cuts, taps, rolls, slides, crams, vibrato, all that stuff and more. Some of them are more traditional in Irish music and some of them are less. Nobody's going to throw you in jail for using. Somebody might look at you askance for using one, but that's okay. Expression is how you're going to emote a tune. Do you sit on a note? Do you increase or decrease the volume? Do you add a crescendo here? Or do you fade away? Do you pick up the pace in this area? How do you want to do that? The combination of ornamentation and expression is what personalizes a tune. Let me talk about that for just a minute. I think this is really important for us to know. For me, this means that we work to learn the core of the tune. I don't want to perform a tune for you and have you say, I want to learn Scott's ornamented version. I really don't want you learning anyone's ornamented version except to learn from what they did in their ornamentation and expression to personalize the tune. I want us to learn the core of the tune. See, if you learn someone's ornamented version, then that core of the tune that we want to respect becomes fuzzy, becomes cloudy. And then you're learning someone else's personalization of a tune. You should play your personalization of the tune. Now, if you're playing in a session, you're playing with a group, that's fine. If you're playing alone, don't play my ornamented version or some famous person's ornamented version. Learn from other people and develop your own. Take the time to learn that elusive reference, that elusive core of a tune. Another point with this, don't lose the core of the tune through ornamentation and expression. A tune is not the opportunity to show off with what you could do. You know, I played jazz for years after I learned to do it because I grew up playing classical music. Somebody had to teach me how to improvise. So once I did that, I saw friends who, like when they would improvise, they wouldn't be anywhere near the core of the tune. I want to recognize the core of the tune in what you're doing. Don't use ornamentation and expression to hide. This is not the opportunity to show off. This is the opportunity to take a beautiful tune and add your emotional version of it through ornamentation and expression. Highlight a phrase of the tune with a roll, vibrato, a fade, holding a note. Do stuff like that. Don't dominate the tune. Enhance the tune. That's what ornamentation and expression is supposed to do. Now, another important point that I've already talked about is that someone else's version of a tune, their ornamentation and expression, does not have to be yours. Use that to learn from. Use that to inspire you. Use that as a challenge to grow. Use it as something you might want to do and adopt. But don't parrot that as though that's the only way to play the tune. Learn from other folks. Be amazed and impressed by what they do. Honor those who play so well and teach us. But learn to express a tune for yourself through ornamentation and expression. Now, that means that it is also important for you and me to experiment with a tune. We learn the core of the tune. We hear how other people are playing it. We are inspired by that. And then you and I experiment with different ways that we might want to express that tune through ornamentation and expression. That means you and I put in the work to take the time, and you'll often see me doing this in my practice sessions, where I say, I'm trying to do this with this tune. It feels like the tune is saying this here, and I want this portion of the tune to be gentle and flowing, and then we come in strong and punchy here because the tune's doing this. I want you to do that. I want you to feel the tune. I want you to express the tune. I want you to personalize the tune. And you only do that through the time it takes to experiment and practice, experiment and practice, experiment and practice, and grow. Now that immediately should make you think that we ornament and express today based on our current abilities. This means you'll likely play the tune an awful lot better 6 months from now. You'll ornament it better. You'll express it better. But you need to be happy with where you are today. Take the tune today with the abilities and skills you have today and ornament and express the core, that elusive core of the tune. So, you take the core. You learn the core. You You try and get up to speed of the core. You experiment with ornamentation and expression. You hear what others are doing and let that inspire and inform what you want to do. And you make it your own. My friends, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes together right now to say the core of the tune may be elusive. It may just be a reference, but it is the core of the tune. We learn that core. We respect the tradition of that core. And then you personalize it. And you feel free to do with that core what you want to do to enhance what you're feeling and seeing and hearing in the core of that tune. I just want to encourage us. Go to town, but learn and respect and honor the core, and then do what you can to enhance and express it in your playing. My friends, take one of your favorite tunes sometime today. Ornament and express as you want to. Experiment as you want to. And see what happens. See the delight you receive in personalizing that tune. Until next time, my friends, this is Scott Shade. Happy whistling.